This is Tom Homan.
This is a national security crisis. And if she can't understand that or accept that, then she shouldn't be in Congress at all.
This is not a surge. These are children, and they are not insurgents.
The fact checkers, what's really going on? We have seen in America already that the speech is starting to get tighter and tighter.
Buckle up, everyone. What happens when cold, hard facts meet political grandstanding? We get fireworks. In today's explosive video, the truth about the border crisis takes center stage, with Trump's former border czar dismantling AOC's controversial comments and exposing the real chaos on the ground. But here's the twist. Who's really to blame for this disaster? And why is AOC nowhere to be found at the border this time around? Before we dive into the jaw-dropping revelations, smash that like button and subscribe for more unfiltered truth, fiery debates, and behind-the-scenes insights into the most controversial stories. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. It all started with shocking new images from the border facility in Donna, Texas. Children crammed together like sardines in a space meant for 250 people, but now holding over 5,700. Migrants, many unaccompanied minors, are waiting, hoping, and enduring unimaginable conditions. These images alone paint a picture of utter chaos, but the reality behind them is even more staggering. Enter Trump's former border czar, Tom Homan, and Texas Congressman Brian Babin, who recently toured the southern border. And what they witnessed? It's the worst they've seen in their careers. Purely because it didn't have to happen, Tom Homan didn't hold back, calling the current crisis entirely preventable.
We're converting military bases. We're taking over the convention centers, not even telling the governors. Tom, it takes a lot to rattle you from what you saw. Where does this rank in outrageous scenes at the border in your career?
It's the worst because this was totally preventable. You know, the Biden administration, the incoming administration was briefed. They said, if you end these programs, we're going to see a surge like you've never seen before. They were briefed by leadership at ICE, at CBP. I've talked to the people that briefed them. And so they knew this would happen. Look, Brian, I wrote an op-ed in July of last year saying this would happen at the end of these policies. They knew what they were doing. Again, this isn't incompetence. This isn't, bad management. This is open borders. They designed an open borders agenda, and that men and women Border Patrol feel abandoned because they're no longer enforcing the law. They're facilitating illegal entry at the instruction of the administration.
He exposed how the Biden administration ended Trump-era policies designed to control illegal immigration, despite being warned. Yes, warned. This would lead to unprecedented chaos. And what happened next? Exactly as predicted. Overwhelmed facilities, demoralized Border Patrol agents, and unchecked cartels exploiting the chaos to smuggle drugs and dangerous criminals into the U.S. But the real bombshell came when AOC stepped into the conversation. Remember her infamous outrage over kids in cages during Trump's presidency? Well, now she's upset about a single word: surge. In her own words, using the term surge invokes a militaristic frame. These are children, not insurgents.
You offended a congresswoman from Queens, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Here's what I'm talking about.
First of all, just gut check, stop. Anyone who's using the term surge around you consciously is trying to invoke a militaristic frame. This is not a surge. These are children, and they are not insurgents, and we are not being invaded.
Congressman, how dare you insult her by using the word surge?
Where is she now, Brian? Why isn't she down here? I can tell you, leading this delegation of Texas congressmen and former professionals in this very business, we actually asked, after Vice President Kamala Harris was given charge of the border situation by President Biden, we actually invited her. We invited her to come and visit with us at some of these spots on our itinerary. We heard nothing whatsoever. And absolutely, while this administration is telling us to continue to wear masks and only visit with just very few people up until to July.
Congressman Babin fired back, asking, "Where is she now?" Why isn't she here to witness this firsthand? And Tom Homan didn't mince words either. AOC needs to come down here and talk to the men and women who wear that uniform every day. She was here under Trump. Why not now? Here's the harsh truth. Cartels are running the show. With over 40% of Border Patrol agents tied up processing families and children, vast areas of the border are left unguarded. Drugs, weapons, and traffickers are pouring into the U.S., and Americans are paying the price. And let's not forget the pandemic. Thousands of COVID-positive migrants are being released into the public, all while Americans are still being told to wear masks and socially distance. Hypocrisy much. Do you think this was preventable? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about this. If you're as fired up as we are about the truth being revealed, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We cover the biggest stories, the hardest truths, and the debates you need to hear. Did you just subscribe? Thank you so much. It goes a long way to support us. Let's keep the conversation going. Where is AOC's outrage now? Critics have pointed out her glaring silence despite conditions at the border being worse than ever. Congressman Babine didn't hold back, saying the administration's goal is clear. They want open borders to flood the system and create more Democrat voters. And Tom Homan backed him up, calling the current policies an insult to the men and women risking their lives to enforce the law. But it's not just a humanitarian crisis. It's a national security nightmare. Homan revealed that while Border Patrol agents are tied up with processing, cartels are exploiting the gaps to smuggle drugs and criminals. He described it as a perfect storm for cartels, with traffickers sending groups of children across to distract agents while moving dangerous individuals through unguarded areas. Let's talk about the real cost. Families torn apart by drugs, communities overwhelmed, and a government that refuses to act. Do you think the Biden administration is doing enough? Or is this intentional? Let us know in the comments. This isn't just about politics. It's about the future of the country. While the media stays silent, Americans need to stand up and demand accountability. Trump's border czar and leaders like Congressman Babin are sounding the alarm. The question is, who's listening? Before you go, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more breaking stories and hard-hitting analysis. Stay tuned because the truth isn't just coming, it's already here.